Okay, so in the second round of the Challenge Cup this year, history has been made. Regardless of the result, the first ever Challenge Cup match played in Cornwall. Cornwall were playing Rochdale Mayfield. It's finished 20 points to 14 in favour of Rochdale. You could tell the difference between a more established team that's been playing together for a long time, that has kept the same core of players over a newly formed side. Now, Cornwall have been going for just over a year. They still have not won a game at home. They've only ever won one game in their existence, but my God, this was an entertaining game. The momentum swung either way, but the better side won on the day. Cornwall, what I've taken out of this game about Cornwall is they rush a lot of plays. There's a lack of patience, and defensively, some of their defensive systems and their matchups that they're getting wrong. Now that happens when you put a side together, and they haven't played a lot together. That does happen. That it does take time to build a culture and identity, and those systems, those basics. The basics are there. It's just putting the systems in place, defensive systems, attacking systems, and structure. It takes time. But the green shoots are there for Cornwall. They were very, very close to winning this game, but they were never in the lead. That is the problem. They were always chasing the game. They got off to a slow start. Rochdale were on top from the beginning, and so they're always on the back foot. Even though they had the slope and the wind in their favour in the first half, they were 10-4 down at half time. Jared Dash, one of the Australians who plays for Rochdale, scored his try on 8 minutes, and one of the other Australians long converts. And Rochdale had the momentum for the first 10-12 minutes. Then Cornwall fight back, and they take their time and they're patient, and Tom Ashton scores his try on 15 minutes. Now, missed kicks have proven somewhat crucial, and then for the majority of the first half, it was a very even contest. The Wayne English try on 38 minutes is a bit of a dagger in the heart of Cornwall, because they're going in behind when they were actually pushing to tie it up, take the lead. They get sloppy. They rush plays, they give over, turn the ball over, and they lose momentum. The momentum swings back, so the away team, Rochdale, are ahead at half time. Second half, Rochdale have got the slope and the wind in their favour, because the Memorial Ground in Penryn has, as I say, a very distinct slope, very similar to Odsal in Bradford, with the uneven playing surface. And Travis Long's try, that is just from one end to the other. It really is a one end to the other try. Line breaks, and this is where Cornwall's defensive structures, they're not numbering up right. They lost the forward battle a little bit. Now, is it fitness? Is it technique? Is it training? Is it coaching? Because in attack, when they got things right, they were brilliant. But when they got things wrong and lost their structure, yeah, it was a bit haphazard, and a lot of the points they conceded came from them rushing the final play, rushing the final pass, rushing the decision. So Travis Long's try is brilliant, and then okay, the game's meandering a little bit. Cornwall are starting to have to start their sets from really deep. The Cameron Brown try, I think, is the best try of the match personally, with the Harry Aronson break on the left wing. Cornwall, clearly on their left-hand side, looked more potent than on their right. They got the most joy. All their tries came through play down the left. The Cameron Brown try comes from the Harry Aronson break. And you're thinking fitness, full-time professionals versus amateurs. The fitness is going to start telling, because the Rochdale players at this point, as the second half wore on, were looking more tired, more cramped. They had some injuries. Rusling converts that one. The Harry Aronson try on 73 minutes really swings it, and then Cornwall are throwing the kitchen sink at this point at Rochdale. And the Rochdale Mayfield players and the team are hanging on. Now, the Harry Aronson try, it comes from a knock-on. They've had their set of six. They put the kick in. First tackle, successful. Then there's a knock-on, and Harry Aronson, very quick thinking, and that is a brilliant finish, by the way. You won't see many better finishes in the Super League level in the English game. He's basically upside down when he touches the ball down here. It's a fantastic leap in the corner. Unfortunately, they can't get the conversion, but it's from the next phase of play, the next set of play, that Harry Sheridan gets his try, and it's a length of the field try again. another line break, and this comes down again to the middle of the field and the defensive numbering up, the defensive structure, and too individualistic in their defensive approach. So instead of defending as a team, they're defending as individuals, and there's gaps appearing in between defenders. And that is a dagger blow. Now, after that, they're getting desperate, but because Cornwall have been chasing the game from the first whistle, that desperation leads to poor decision making. However, even though they still have not won at home in a year since formation, the green shoots are there. Hopefully they have a better season this season than last season, where they won just the solitary game. On the Rochdale Mayfield side of things, they've got a few ex-professional, full professional players who played in the Championship, League One and Super League in their team, but they were a more established side. They have a very solid, established core of players. It's very obvious that this is a team that's been playing together, for years. With Cornwall, you can see it is a very new team, inexperienced team in regards to playing together. There were some local Cornish players playing for them today, which I think is a very positive sign for the growth of the game in a non-traditional location. I did raise some eyebrows when what was meant to be planned, the Ottawa races, were relocated to Cornwall. I did raise some eyebrows going, is this the right location to branch out in rugby league in the UK? But you can see that the fans have bought in, because very good crowd in rugby union country, in a very, very rural location, which is Cornwall. 1,000 people plus turned up, and they regularly average those attendances in a very rural, low-income location where the average income isn't great. So there's not a lot of disposable income. The fans are turning up, and local players are playing in the Cornwall side, which is a fantastic thing. What they can take from this is they've got to work on their defensive structures. They've got to work on defending in defensive units. On the attacking side of things, they've got to have a little bit more structure. And when they are kicking off the back foot, have the kicker a bit deeper. If they are going for that pass, they've got to make sure that the handling is a bit better. The basics let them down in certain areas, but the entertainment value of the game, in very blustery, windy conditions on a very bobbly pitch, was really entertaining. It was very open. Both sides there were swings in momentum, and there was a period in the second half where you're thinking Rochdale have shot their bolt, they're exhausted, and it was literally down to those fine margins, which the Cornish side will ultimately improve on, and their record will ultimately improve. It came down to fine margins of an established side which have played together for a long time, versus a new up-and-coming team where you've got to bring players in from all over the place who played at different levels. There's a lot of ex-academy players who played for Super League clubs who've had a smattering of higher-level experience, local players who've switched from union to league, so they've got to pick up the different techniques and different quirks of the game. But the effort's not lacking. It's the execution call. Rochdale Mayfield, they've got a great history in the Challenge Cup early rounds of knocking out higher ranked sides who are professional and going on little cup runs. They've done it before. So we'll see what happens in the Challenge Cup third round. But thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the game below, and we'll see what happens with Cornwall going forward. Hopefully they can get a few more wins, and hopefully they can get that first win this season. From me, thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.